Welcome to Tiny Spark Creative. I'm E, your storyteller. If this is your first video, please join the journey at the beginning with story number 1, Abee's story. If you're here for story number 3, Gorbert's story, happy to have you. Before I begin, I wish to set an intention that only the highest vibrations of unconditional love and light of positivity energy is shared during this reading. And with that, let's get started. Story number 3, Gorbert's story. Feeling a bit tired, Abee and Shroomy decide to sit and rest under the cover of a big shady tree. But sadly for these two change agents, the break will not be a very long one, as you will soon see. Abee faintly hears a sound and says, "Do you hear that, Shroomy? Why, that's a quiet little cry. We must go find where those tears are coming from. We must go now, Shroomy. Please, we must try." With concern-filled hearts, they hunt for the owner of the tears and come upon a young boy sitting and crying on a very large stone. They watch him for a moment as he's just sitting there, letting his tears freely roll down his cheeks. This young boy is sobbing rather hard, and this young boy appears to be sitting all alone. As the two approach the boy, Shroomy gently asks for his name and to share what is causing him his hurt. The young boy is surprised by the sight of the two. He wipes the tears from his eyes and then responds to Shroomy by saying, "Oh, I'm just always sad. And well, my name is Gorbert." Gorbert speaks to them in a soft, quiet voice. He delivers each word with a deep, saddened tone. Gorbert tells Shroomy and Abee that he has no one to call his friend, and having no friends is the reason why he's feeling sad and alone. Gorbert explains that no one will be his friend because of a big scary man who lives in the village where he is from. He says, "The big scary man is mean and angry to all of the villagers, and please understand that he's never mean to just a few, and of course the big scary man is never mean to just some." Gorbert continues with the story about the man who will yell at anyone who dares to cross his path. He says that the man is an ogre who's always mean, and then he tears up before saying, "He's just always big meanie with his really mean scary wrath. You see, the ogre man is never nice or happy. He never smiles, and to all of the other villagers, he's just so very, very scary." Gorbert describes the ogre man by saying, "He has really mean eyes, a really loud voice. Oh, and he's really rather hairy." Shroomy tells the boy, "This ogre man in your village, Gorbert, will you please take us to him? He is someone that we both wish to meet." The young boy feels panicked by Shroomy's request, and then he tells the two, "Meet him? No, there's no way you can meet him. So you must go. He's far too scary to meet with, I must repeat." Shroomy responds to the boy's worries when he says, "Gorbert, you must try to understand that if this ogre man is someone who is always mean and angry, then there is a good chance that this man is really wearing some sort of disguise." And Abee attempts to reassure the boy further by saying, "You see, if we were to meet with the ogre man, Gorbert, then he will have a chance to remove the mask and change." And then she stresses, "But of course change can only happen if the man is willing and he truly tries." The thought of this man changing is what led the young boy to reluctantly agree to the request and begin leading them down a path towards village on that warm and sunny day. But before they all arrive, he stops and anxiously says to the two, "I beg one more time that you please turn around. The ogre man is so ugly and scary once again. Please hear me say." Shroomy smiles and then responds to Gorbert, "Look here, my friend. I hold in my bag something very magical, and when we meet the ogre man, this magical thing will be sure to aid and assist us. So because this thing that's in my bag is guaranteed to help, it's in this magical thing that we are asking, my friend Gorbert, that you please trust." The little boy agrees because he comes to realize that in these two persistent strangers he has met, their minds are something that he is unable to sway. So with heavy hesitation still weighing on his heart, Gorbert nervously begins to lead them all of the way. Gorbert comes to a stop, stands frozen, and with tears once again flowing from his eyes, he points to a large entrance and says, "You will find the scary ogre man in there." And without hesitation, Shroomy and Abee slowly enter a cave. Both enter very cautiously but without fear, because Abee and Shroomy are both truly brave. When suddenly, a loud booming voice rings out, "Who dares enter my cave? Who are the two of you that have set off my alarm?" Her response is soft and gentle when she replies, "We are Abee and Shroomy, and we apologize, for we truly did not come here to cause you any harm." With the ogre man now towering over them, the two can see that he is just as Gorbert described, because he is actually pretty hairy with big mean eyes and doing nothing to hide his scary-looking sneer. Shroomy and Abee stand tall while they face the ogre man. They both stand there bravely, and they both show him no fear. Shroomy says to the ogre man, "We are sorry to disturb you, sir, but we have something to share with you." And then he pulls from his bag the magical mirror that is showing young Gorbert sitting alone and painfully crying. The ogre man's eyes widen while he studies the scene, and he admits that seeing the boy cry is making him feel sad inside, and the two can see within his eyes that this man is not lying. The ogre man sighs a rather somber. Let's do that again. The ogre man sighs and says rather somberly, "I know why he is crying, and I know why this little boy looks so incredibly sad." He continues with his somber story. "You see his loneliness and tears. Well, truthfully, they're all because of his dad." The ogre man continues his story in a deep, saddened tone. "You see, when I was his age, I had lots of fun when I played games with my closest and dearest friends. But it was at this boy's age, well, it's at his age that for me, I came to lose all of my mates, which is also when my own fun ends. My dad had gotten very angry and upset, and he told me that ogres do not have friends, nor do we ever get to have fun or play. My dad explained to me that ogres are always supposed to be mean and scary, and my dad demanded that I be just like him. So you see, my dad made me scare and chase my only friends away. Thank you for sharing the story about your father, because in your story is the answer to understanding that why you are the only one who could help little Gorbert," is what Abee had to say. "You will even help yourself if you let little Gorbert out once again. It's true. You can still let out that little boy so he can have fun and be free and play." The ogre man's heart swells twice in size while he stands frozen, having just absorbed the scene shared by the magical mirror. Because, my friends, this is the very moment for the ogre man that the real story being told has just become transparently clear. Young Gorbert is really the ogre man. That's right. He's actually the child that continues to live inside. For you see, young Gorbert is the child of this very ogre man. Well, what I really mean is that he's the inner child that he is no longer able to hide. Peace now rests on the ogre man's face, and gone are signs of any frightening or scary-looking sneers. But my friends, it's the look in his eyes that truly says it all, which are both now flowing with a steady stream of pain-filled and remorseful-looking tears. Abee wraps her arms around the ogre man and gently says, "We can see that you now understand that young Gorbert is really truly you." She smiles and continues by saying, "And you must also please know that there is still time for you to help that little boy, because in your heart, you now hold the truth for what you can do." With happy tears welling up in his eyes, the ogre man smiles a really big smile and proudly proclaims, "My name is Gorbert, and I will be nicer and friendlier to others, because I will be an adult who is silly, has lots of fun, and is not afraid to play." He then says rather loudly, "If being friendly and nice is who I truly wish to be, then there is no reason to wait any longer, so I'm getting started right now on this very day. Abee, Shroomy, and Gorbert leave his cave to set off for a nearby hilltop so they all can go and fly a kite. So wait a second. Gorbert smiles, laughs, and has lots of fun, much to his inner child's delight. There are others nearby who can see the kite flying. Why, sure they can. It is flying so high up in the sky. The others come over to see if they can join in on the fun and ask if they can give the kite flying a try. When the others arrive, they are surprised to find a big ogre man, but one who is not looking so mean and not at all one single bit scary. Well, as it turns out, the others who arrived are none other than Gorbert's childhood friends, Baxter, Audrey, and Larry. Gorbert apologizes to his three old friends and welcomes them. Gorbert approaches his three old friends to welcome them and so that he may apologize. Well, let me just tell you that those three old friends of his could see Gorbert's sincerity right through Gorbert's two sincere-looking eyes. Gorbert offers the kite string to his old friends, and he asks if each of them would like to have a turn. For you see, the man in this story came to realize that there was an important lesson to be found within his heart, a lesson that the ogre inside of him needed to learn. Ooh, a little bee. Despite showing up as mean and angry for most of his life, Gorbert came to remember the child that he used to be and learned that he can choose to be a happier person because making positive change is never too late. And what he now holds as the truth in his heart is the understanding that even if his father did raise him to be someone far from his true self, he is the sole owner of his choices, and he can use them to help guide and change his fate. Gorbert and his friends agree to all meet and play games like the youngsters that they were from the many years past. They all promise to let their inner children live on by playing and having fun, and their desire and efforts to help their inner child's joy stay and last. Abee and Shroomy take a brief moment to join in the fun and games, but the time has now come for them to be on their way. So before the change agents start down a path towards their next destination, they say their goodbyes to Gorbert, Baxter, Audrey, and Larry, and wish the fun-chasing bunch a very good day. And now time for Pebble's perspective. Pebble observes a very different Gorbert, now laughing and playing with his childhood friends, compared to how the man acted not very long before. At first meeting, Gorbert showed up as nothing less than an ogre man, but thanks to his personal and meaningful change, the man standing before Pebble is a man who can clearly be seen as an ogre no more. Gorbert came to learn that when his father insisted he follow his beliefs and principles, forcing Gorbert to be just like him, his father's intentions and actions really did nothing more than to shut down the poor child. And Gorbert discovered the truth still living in his heart, that he truly never agreed with his father. And so with this new understanding that he alone is who chooses the choices that will make him happiest, Gorbert made the choice to let himself be free, have fun, and to go wild. Thank you for joining me for story number 3, Gorbert's story, and I invite you to jump over to the next video, story number 4, Wally's story. See you there.